Hey everybody, it's Rich and Mike here with this week's What's Hot. It's been a while since we've done this, had some time off, so we got a bunch of new stuff that's been coming in. Trucks have been coming in left and right here. It's been crazy in the warehouse.
It sure has.
And we've got a lot of stuff unpacked and we're ready to get it on the floor. So new stuff, lure-wise, we got some new clothing. So let's start with the clothing. We got some cool patterns in. We got a few things from Avid. So this really
cool long sleeve t-shirt right here.
Very tactical looking. I really like that color. Long sleeves, got Avid down the sleeve, which is cool. It's going to be a good layering piece. Salty Crew, we've got the orange with a cool camo pattern in the logo there. Again, down the sleeve, long sleeve shirts.
Cool shirts.
Yeah, absolutely. Extra Toughs, the Wheelhouse. We got some Wheelhouse boots back in, so we're really excited about those.
Sure did. Everybody loved the Wheelhouse. We got some good sizes in.
Yep.
Good. They're extra tough.
They are. These are the extra tough ones because these are better, you know, they got the stronger built sole to them.
They do.
A little more grip on the bottom, so this is going to be a nicer boot over the standard ankle, which we still do carry. We got some sun masks in, which is nice, the little gators. So we got some from Addiction Baits. We got some that have striped bass on them, some that have some snake heads on them, kind of covering some different fishing there.
And then from Maryland, more face masks.
That's right.
Old Bay, and then the black and white Maryland flag.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking mask.
Oh, Maryland, my Maryland. They never let us down.
That's right. That's right. So let's move right into lures. We got a lot of lures on the table. We got a couple different things here. Let's start with some Mustad stuff. So a lot of cool stuff coming out of Mustad. Some new stuff in the market for them. Some new bucktails, which are cool. Let's start with these vertical jigs. So these are pretty wild. We got 5 different sizes in these larger ones for saltwater, and then we got a couple of these really tiny ones. We'll start with these big ones. 7 ounces through I think like 2 ounces is what we're carrying.
Yep.
Couple different colors in them, really wild, crazy colors. They're double-sided, round on this side, flat on this side, rigged with a hook on the top and the bottom. So these are going to be really good for vertical jigging for tuna, all kinds of pelagics, all kinds of offshore species as well. Up and down the coast, I take these down to Florida, the Carolinas, and wreck fish with them. And a lot of different ways to cover you for different depths or different conditions with drifting and whatnot.
Like you said, the color patterns. They are fantastic color patterns.
Yes, they are. They look wild and crazy, but the way that these lures are designed to work is they're flutter. So you're going to vertical jig them. And you let them drop down.
Shine and glow. They have, like, this one is glow stripes with, you know, the rainbow, shiny.
Yep.
They're fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. And that's the beauty to it. With all those different colors in there, no matter what depth of water this lure is being fished at, some of those colors are going to come through. As you know, color changes as you get deeper in the water. So having all that different color on there really aids in no matter where you're fishing at depth of water wise. But they're a flutter style jig, so you're gonna kind of jig these vertically up and down. As it drops, it's gonna flutter, and then you come back up, and then it flutters back down. So that's where those crazy color patterns, they look really cool to the fish when they're fluttering down.
We also have some smaller sizes.
So smaller sizes, these are going to be good in the bay.
For sure.
These are going to be Perch Killers. They're really good little lures. Very hydrodynamic, so they're going to go down really well. They're going to have a nice flat profile to flutter really well. So very excited about these. Nice dressed hooks with the flash to add a little extra flair to them. So definitely excited about these. Of course, Mustad hooks on them, so you're getting a good hook on those. Let's move over to their bucktails. So we've got some cool new bucktails from Mustad. Some cool new packaging to stand out on the wall, so make sure you look for them when you come in.
Saltwater tamer bucktail jig. And the neat thing about these, they're not your standard type heads. They're flat, kind of pancaked out heads, which is kind of cool, and they're kind of dimpled like a fish scale. Cool color patterns again. Great Mustad hook. Variety of different sizes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And color patterns. They're just a great bucktail with a nice flash on some of them. They're gonna be fantastic.
And I have always been a big bucktail fan. I like putting soft plastics on these. The way that we would typically do a jig head with a skirt and have the BKD or a bust and bait on the end. That's what I do with these. I like putting the soft plastics on these bucktails and letting that hair kind of wrap over top of the plastic and get your color variations that way. I really like the look of the bucktail in the water. I like the rubber skirts too, but I've always been a big fan of the bucktail, so definitely want to give some of these a try. And that flat head, that's going to aid in its action. So when these drop, they kind of have a little shudder to them. They're going to it's not just a round head that's going to sink down. They kind of have some action to them, which is kind of cool. So these tail out twitchers are really cool looking.
They're just a different concept. They're really cool.
This is taking bucktail to a whole new level. So round ball head, and then instead of bucktail or rubber skirts, they're using UV synthetic material. big fly fisherman. I've tied with a lot of this material. It has a ton of action in the water. The UV's really nice. It's going to help light up a little bit more in the fish's eye. Got some extra flash tied in there as well.
Some thicker flash, which is kind of nice, as you can see here and here, which is nice. It's not your tinsel like these, which is still great, but you got your thicker Flashaboo there.
You want to keep these separate if you do this, but I do like to put some scents on these, and that material will hold the scents really well, so you don't have to keep reapplying it over time. But you want to put them in a Ziploc bag, kind of keep separate from everything else, because it stays on there, which is a good thing when you're fishing, not a good thing when it's in the tackle box.
Yeah.
But that's a good tackle tip with those. I like that round ball head too. It's going to be a nice approach, and I like the color combinations that they really stand out. Big fan of those. Let's go over to some Boone stuff. So nothing super exciting about these, but we are carrying some of these Squid Skirts. I do a lot of rigging with these. Just really help dress up a bait where you're putting like a real bait, like a piece of squid or you cut bait or something like that. You slide this over top of it. I'll trim the skirts to various
lengths. These are my
lengths.
go-to flounder rig.
Oh yeah.
Squid Skirts. I love these. Somehow trim them down for like spinner flounder rigs, or just put that with a tail hook and putting a piece of squid strip on it or whatever. A gulp. They're great.
Yeah, I use them on my surf rigs, the flounder rigs, like you said. You can use for a variety of different things.
Oh yeah.
We'll use these offshore. We'll put them in front of ballyhoo. Just gives us a little extra flair without having too much weight or anything else on them. So definitely want to check those out. A couple different sizes, handful of different colors. So excited to have some of that in stock. Yeah, we'll talk about the tools here. Yeah, so we're staying with Boone. We got some diamond files. I use these.
They're fantastic.
They are.
People think that fish hooks stay sharp all the time. Wintertime, great time to sharpen your hooks for not only trophy season, your regular jig heads that are still good. If you everything, you get some factory jig heads that don't have sharpest hooks. You can just file them down. They're fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, like the black knuckle hooks are really popular and they're chemically sharpened and they're great out of the bag. But once you've used them, they will get dull, and you should be spending some time resharpening those.
You'll get better hook sets and all that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So you definitely want to check that set out, and it's a nice set too. It's got 3 different styles. You got a triangular, a flat, and then a half round flat on the other side. So those are really going to be for any hook that you're going to have in your box. You're going to be able to cover those. So big fan of that set. Really like those. Let's head offshore briefly. The greenie from Boone.
Greenie.
Everybody that offshore fishes has heard
this.
about the green machine. This is a greenie. This is a knockoff of the green machine that has been made for years. It's a staple in the mid-Atlantic for tuna fishing. I like to run these behind a bird, like most people, in the shotgun position, way back behind the spread. And I can't tell you a trip that we haven't caught a fish on it, because they just work.
It's always got to put a greenie.
Oh yeah,
greenie or green machine out. They always work on the back of a dredge, anything.
Absolutely. You can use them anywhere. You can make a daisy chain with them. You can use them in spreader bars. You can use them by themselves. So yeah, they're a great lure. So we're excited to have those in our offshore department. So let's move over to the corner here. We got a couple of twitch bait style lures, which is really exciting. I think these Savage lures are going to be really good right now.
Savage Gear ones are fantastic. The color schemes on these are out of control. They're wire through, which is really cool. They have a high noise rattle. So they're going to be heard all over. They're just awesome. They're very, very cool looking. They're the perfect little profile when those stripers or rockfish are going to be eating little peanut bunker. It's the perfect size.
Yes.
It's exactly what it's like to the T. It's what the size of those little peanut bunker are.
Absolutely. And I would be throwing them right now for pickerel. I think those are all good colors, and I think it's a pretty decent size for pickerel, especially for the guys that are fishing for bigger pickerel. You're fishing the CCA tournament or something, you're looking for that big one. I would definitely have one of those on the end of my rod. Yeah, definitely. Savage Gear makes some great stuff, like you said. To your point, they make really good material.
And with
really
a name like Twitch Reaper, come on now, Twitch Reaper.
That's right, absolutely. So let's head down to the Tsunami stuff. So more twitch baits from Tsunami, similar to the ones that we just talked about. Some color color patterns in there.
The Tidal Pro twitch bait, great. All your good staple colors, your kind of naturals, and your redhead, white. That's one of my go-tos all the time. For some reason, that redhead, that white body is always a good one. You got your pinfish looking one, your mackerel, and then almost like your bluegill type. So they're good for freshwater and saltwater.
Yes.
Throwing them out, twitching them around, they'll just twitch, move around. They're fantastic.
And I love that
fall fishing. Love to use twitch bait for fall fishing. Not only topwater, but that little bit of subsurface sometimes. great.
Absolutely. And I really like that 3D kind of look to them. They've got that scaled look that's on the inside of the lure, and then you get the color paint on the outside, but it's translucent, so it really gives that bait some depth. It really, really looks good.
And then the Tidal Pro Topwater baits here.
Yep.
Great, great, great lures. Perfect, good size for those rockfish. I think these have double hooks. Yes, double, treble hooks. So 2 treble hooks on it. One of my big things, I hate baits that have 3 treble hooks. It's just not needed.
No.
But these are perfect sizes, like you said. Great color schemes. That 3D depth type with that inside scale.
Yep.
Great color patterns. They are going to be fire.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We had a lot of cool stuff here. Like I said, we've had some more stuff coming in. So
every day we're getting more.
Oh yeah, looking forward to next week's What's Hot.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Thank you guys for joining us, and
Good
we'll
luck
see you
out
next
there
time.
and have fun.